All right, we're back in the kitchen. This is actually one of the simplest cookies we make, but I call these thumbprint cookies. And it's just basically 1 cup of sugar. It'll be 4 cups of flour and 2 cups of butter, and that's it. This is actually a doubled recipe, so we'll actually put it up as the recipe itself, which will be half of this. They're very light and airy. They're great just to have on hand any time of the year. So the butter itself is softened, and we're going to mix that with the sugar until blended, and then we'll add the flour. You kind of want to mix this till it's light and fluffy. You may have to scrape the sides a little bit. The butter tends to work itself up. These are great cookies to make with the children. There's no eggs to crack. There's just butter and then the sugar and then the flour. Now with the flour, I add a little bit at a time, so I kind of take it a cup at a time or a little bit more. Mix that up so it doesn't blow all over. And you're going to do that on a low speed. Sometimes the dough does get a little thick and you have to mix the last part of the flour in by hand. But with the KitchenAid, it tends to work through all that. And it's good to keep scraping down everything so you know that the butter and the sugar are getting incorporated with the flour. Because like I said, it tends to climb up on things. Now by doubling it, it will yield quite a few. So make sure before you go ahead and take the time to make a double batch, make sure they're like a cookie that you like and that you're not going to be inundated with a lot of cookies. These are actually a family member's favorite cookie. So every Christmas we go ahead and we make up a batch and we give that to that person for Christmas. You just want to mix it till a soft dough forms. It'll start to come together. And you see the dough. It's just a very workable dough. And you just take about a good size, like a quarter. Again, and we're going to make balls. Place them onto the ungreased cookie sheet. They are going to be about 2 inches apart. And you're going to bake them for 12 minutes at 350 degrees. But before we actually put them in the oven, we're going to indent them a little bit. It's similar to the cheesecake cookies we made. You can use the back of the tablespoon again, like we did with those, or the namesake of the cookies, thumbprint cookies, and you're actually going to indent them with the size of your thumb. If you want them a little bit more uniform, you can go ahead and use the back of the teaspoon or tablespoon. If you find that this teaspoon sticks a little bit, you can dip it in a little bit of powdered sugar. I wouldn't use flour because that would actually put it a little bit bland, or you can just use your thumb. These are going to go into a 375 degree oven for about 12 minutes. You're going to need to check them. You're going to want them a little golden brown around the edges. The actual centers will kind of fill up a little bit, but as they cool, they'll re-indent again. Okay, now these are already golden brown, and these will need to cool here for about a minute or so, and then we'll move them over to the cooling rack. Okay, the cookies are cool now, and we're ready to actually put some jam on them. I have some raspberry jam that we make right here, and that's one of our favorites to put on it. And you basically kind of just eyeball it. I mix it up a little bit, and it's just a little dollop. Then that'll actually kind of jellify right on there, and that'll be it. So we hope you enjoyed our 12 days of cookies. You'll have to let us know if you try them out. Like I said, they're really simple to make, and they're definitely a family favorite. So happy baking.